Hello everybody and welcome in today's live stream. We haven't been doing a live stream very often recently, but right now, let's do a live stream. Give me a couple of seconds because I'm going to share this live stream over on Twitter so more people can join, and we are going to have a look at Bitcoin and altcoins. And yeah, guys, let me know in the chat section if you are joining the live stream. From where you are joining and what time it is right now, that would be awesome. Join here. Hello everybody, welcome. Nice. The first people are coming in. This is really awesome. It really has been some time since we have been doing a live stream, right? We got people from Australia, Melbourne in the building, Hungary. Nice, Hungary. Awesome. Recently just start following your channel. I hope you're not disappointed. I hope you like my videos. From Uganda, we got a Dutchie, fellow Dutchman. Hello Manfred. Learning a lot from you. Thank you. Well, today's video I've been publishing, right, that we might be seeing Bitcoin dumping, but it's also very important to note that Bitcoin right now is still above some key levels right here in the chart. So that is something I just wanted to point out with you. And I want to have a look at Ethereum against US dollar because that one is actually going quite crazy. And it's been setting new all-time highs and going almost to the next Fibonacci level at the 78.60%. So guys, let's dive right into it. But yeah, as usual guys, before we are jumping into the Bitcoin price, let's take 1 single minute with all of us. Scroll below this video and hit the thumbs up button. That is very much appreciated, and more people can join the live stream then as well, because the YouTube algorithm will help push this video further, so more and more people will receive the information that I have to tell. So okay guys, right now when we have a look at Bitcoin, then it looks kind of bearish, right? We have this rising channel, the price structure, we broke that rising channel to the downside. But the thing is, so far we are not yet seeing that dump in the Bitcoin price, which we normally actually have to see once we are losing such a structure in the price. So what we are seeing right now is that Bitcoin is just continue to set actually higher lows right here, even though it's a slight higher low, but on the 4-hour time frame it's still higher low. And it shows us that we might be still in some form of consolidation. Right, so that Bitcoin hasn't really yet made a decision whether we are breaking out to the downside or breaking out to the upside. And one very important thing I want to mention is that if we go to the daily time frame right here, and let me get rid of the indicators, let me get rid of the Fibonacci levels, and I want to bring out 2 moving averages. And the yellow moving average is the 20 daily exponential moving average. And as you can see, this has been holding during this uptrend very precisely as support. And the blue line right here, that is the 200-day moving average. That's a more longer term time frame moving average, right? But as you can see, Bitcoin is still holding above both of these levels, which basically tells us that Bitcoin is still slightly more in favor of the bulls right here, because if we were to break below these levels, we are on a downtrend, right? If we break below the yellow line right here, we are going into a daily downtrend. And when we break below the blue line right here, the 200-day MA, then we are seeing more bearish because we are losing a macro key level. But so far, and this is quite interesting, we are still trading above. These levels are still holding as support. And if we go to the 4-hour time frame, then an interesting thing that we are seeing right here is that the momentum indicators, like the MACD and the relative strength index, they are showing rather some slightly bullish signals in the immediate short-term time frame rather than bearish. We are entering support right here, and while hitting that support, we are seeing a higher low in the RSI. We are seeing also the MACD going to set a higher low, or at least trending up right here while the price is moving sideways. And that is something we have seen in this chart too. Ethereum against Bitcoin, we can see that quite clearly right here. Well, the price is moving sideways right here, and then we are seeing the momentum indicator, the relative strength index, we are seeing slightly moving up right here. Whoa. So yeah, and this is showing us that there's already some bullish momentum boiling up in the background. We also saw it in the MACD. MACD is trending up while the price is moving sideways. And then it's most of the time it's just a matter of time. And then it is holding that support, right? We are just holding that support. The RSI comes down, the MACD is coming down, and then at one certain point, we just not seeing lower levels. We just don't lose that like key support right here, and eventually we take off. We can, recognize those take off with breaking the resistance momentum indicators. But yeah, this is just another example I want to show you of something what we in a slightly similar style could be seeing with Bitcoin now as well. That if Bitcoin won't break below these key levels and just continues to hold these levels, then on the daily time frame, then we might be seeing something similar where eventually we are going to see a bounce from this support, and in a very bullish case we would break above that resistance right here, the potential triangle formation. We're trading back into this rising channel, and then we continue this uptrend. So guys, what do you think about that potential scenario? Let me know in the comment section, and let me know. I'm going to have a look at you guys here. We got somebody from Lisbon, Warsaw. Stay blessed, you too. Good morning. Very good morning. When everyone expecting a dump, then don't expect it. Yeah, this is true. Is it like that right now? Do you think that everybody is expecting a dump? That I'm quite interested about. What is the general consensus right here, guys? Type in the chat section if you are bullish or bearish over the next days, over the next coming days. If you're expecting a dump or if you expect Bitcoin to pump from here. Just type like bullish or bearish. Goedemorgen van Purmerend. Hello. Nice. Always nice to see some fellow Dutchies in the chat. ETH is front running. That is a possibility as well. So that's also something what I was thinking. If we have a look at Ethereum is looking very bullish, right? And it could be sometimes we are seeing that Ethereum is front running the rest of the market. So later when Ethereum is stopping out or is going to consolidate, people are going to take profits in Ethereum and putting it back in Bitcoin, which will make that Bitcoin is starting a rally as well. So that would be quite interesting, right? But the Ethereum is actually looking very bullish. We just hold very beautifully above the 61.80%. Yeah, all in all, this is not looking that bearish at all. Let's go to the 1 hour time frame. What we are seeing right here. Yeah. Bullish. Love you, bro. Love you too, bro. XRP is also looking good. Cautious, there will be a pullback at some point. Yeah, that's always true. There will always be a pullback at some point. That is very difficult to hide from. But what I just think is interesting, you know, like I would already expect Bitcoin to be seeing that dump because we have been seeing those bearish divergences on the daily time frame. We lost the uptrending support right here of this rising channel, but the thing is we're just not yet seeing that. We're just not yet seeing that reaction in the price. So that is something that makes me right now slightly bullish, is that we are not yet. Yes, Bitcoin is just still holding these levels, especially those two levels I've been pointing out on the daily time frame, which is the 20 daily EMA, the yellow and the blue line right here. And I think what is important right now is that we have to remain slightly bullish, or have to have a bullish bias unless we're breaking these levels. And also funny, if you look at the relative strength index on the daily time frame, of course we have this major divergence, right? Price is setting higher highs. In the RSI we are doing the opposite. But we also have a hidden bullish divergence. If you look at from this perspective, we made a lower high, lower low in the relative strength index, but we made a higher low right here in the price. And in a bull market, like if we are still in the bull market, which I think that is the case, then sometimes these hidden bullish divergences can be quite strong too. And showing that we have some power left. But yeah, like I said as well before, I think we definitely need to break above the declining resistance as well in the momentum indicators, because the MACD is also rolling over here, and yeah. So I think this is just one of the most important levels to watch right now. The 20 EMA on the daily time frame and the 200-day moving average. And the 200-day moving average is right now at approximately 46,000, and the 20 EMA on the daily time frame is at 46,800 roughly. Take a closer look on the weekly candles. Ethereum against Bitcoin. Jeroen, Bitcoin still goes to go up. It doesn't matter if it's September. Yeah, that might be true, yeah. That might be true. Like I said, I think these levels are most important right now. I think if we lose these levels, we have to favor the bearish scenario for the next coming days and weeks until we can reclaim those levels. Because if we lose these levels, we just on a downtrend if we use that as a deterministic level, right? So yeah, but so far we're still holding above these levels. And like I said, on the 4-hour time frame, we are running into support right here, horizontal support, with a potential bullish divergence right here. If we go to the 1-hour time frame, we can see it a little bit more clearer that we are seeing here also the MACD and relative strength index are trending up while price is doing the opposite. So yeah, if Bitcoin were to see a bounce, then this could be one of the potential levels that Bitcoin is going to bounce from. So which chart you guys wanted me to have a look at? Ethereum against Bitcoin on the weekly time frame. Yeah, let me first go to the monthly chart on Bitcoin right here, because I quickly wanted to check with you guys the monthly chart. We haven't been talking about that in today's video, but we just closed a new month, which is quite interesting because we have 2 green months in a row right now, which is quite bullish, right? So on the monthly time frame, Bitcoin is also looking quite bullish. It's just the daily time frame that we are seeing some conflicting signals right here with these bearish divergences, and Bitcoin right now at one of the most important support levels on the daily time frame to continue to be in an uptrend. But yeah, let's go to Ethereum against Bitcoin right here. Yeah, this is on a monthly time frame looking very bullish, right? We just surpassed the previous month high, the local top right here, so that is looking good. Let's go to a weekly time frame as you guys requested. Yeah, and this looks also like a continuation, and we've been talking about this, right? That I've been saying before that most likely we were something right here in the cycle where we are going to see the last rally of Ethereum against Bitcoin, and I think that is still the case. This part of the cycle is this part right here in 2017, where right now we are going to see just a continuation of this rally, maybe even surpass the previous highs which we've set in the right here in 2017. That is something to watch. So I think Ethereum for the coming months is definitely looking very bullish. So yeah, it's also nice. We had a very nice structure right here, this rising channel. We broke out to the upside, we consolidated, We had a nice retracement, but we didn't lost that form of resistance, which should also flip into support if Ethereum wants to remain bullish, right? And right now we're just taking off from it. And yeah, like I said, on the shorter term time frame, it was quite clearly that we were taking off right here due to the fact that we saw that divergence in the relative strength index, which normally is a very bullish sign. When the price is just going down, the RSI and the momentum indicators are coming down even further, and then at the end the price is just moving sideways, which just basically means that there's a sort of accumulation range going on while the momentum are boiling up in the background. Bullish momentum is boiling up, and then eventually it's just a matter of time and Ethereum is taking off. So yeah, this is all looking very, very good, guys. So yeah, that might be an interesting thing. So maybe Ethereum is front running Bitcoin. That is possible. That is definitely possible. We can, for a fun fact, have a look at Ethereum against US dollar right here. Let's go to a weekly time frame. That was in 2017. We can over right here. Let's have a look. Let's have some fun overlaying the Bitcoin chart right here. Let's see what happened in the previous bull market. Maybe Ethereum also had a front run on Bitcoin. Get rid of the drawing. Yeah, what we are seeing right here is that in the previous bull market, they actually went in similar style up, and that's normally what we are seeing most of the time, right? That we are seeing they are going up at the same moment. But let's go to a daily time frame. Maybe that is slightly more interesting to see. Let's go back to 2017. What can we see here? So right here we got slightly a front run of Ethereum against Bitcoin. That is quite interesting right here. So we saw Ethereum rallying against US dollar. Yeah, while Bitcoin was actually slightly going up right here. Or was even still in a correction against US dollar. That was in the month of March, around March. Later on we saw right here, they were going at a similar rate. We had a similar correction right here. This was all very similar, and eventually Bitcoin topped out before Ethereum actually. So Ethereum topped out slightly after Bitcoin, which makes sense because when Bitcoin tops out and there's this euphoric scene in the markets, then a lot of people might be speculating into altcoins after they are taking that Bitcoin profits. So it makes sense that money from Bitcoin is then flowing into altcoins, right? Let's go back to Bitcoin. So I think it's quite interesting right now to see what is going to happen with Bitcoin during the month of September. I do see also on social media, there are a lot of people expecting that dump. And I do understand that because periodical events in the markets are actually quite significant, you know. Also, when you have a look at the moments when Ethereum rallied against Bitcoin, often this happens all in similar periods. So when September most of the time is a bearish month for crypto, it does make sense that you have to be aware of that fact, right, as a trader. But yeah, on the other hand, it's also dangerous because it doesn't mean that on September we are going to see that correction. It's not any confirmation at all. It's just something you have to take into account. So what you can do then is then set certain confirmations, right? If Bitcoin breaks this level, if we are seeing this reaction, then I expect a continued drop like what we are doing right now with the EMA and moving average on the daily time frame, right? As long as Bitcoin is holding these levels, we still can see a bounce from these levels. That is still possible right here at this point. But the moment we are losing these levels, we are on a daily time frame in a downtrend. So we are actually at the last support on the daily time frame. If we were to go to a weekly time frame, then we have, of course, the 20-week moving average, which is going to be very, very important, which is at approximately 42,000 US dollars, which is also aligning with previous resistance. So if we were to see a correction, a bigger correction over the month of September, then it could make sense, or it is possible at least, for Bitcoin in a bullish scenario still to come back to the 20-week moving average, which right now is at 42,000 US dollars, and still remain bullish, right? I think it's still possible to even see lower levels in a worst case scenarios to drop below, but not get that weekly close below that moving average. A weekly close below the 20-week moving average would definitely increase the panic in the markets and would definitely not helping the bullish case right here. So yeah, guys. See daily on-chain exchange flow. What are you seeing there? A lot of Bitcoins are being sent to exchanges, or a lot of Bitcoins are being taken out. When would you buy? That's a good question. Like, I've been pointing out these levels in my previous videos, right? Like, if Bitcoin is going to correct in the month of September, I definitely plan to buy at these FIB levels I've been pointing out. If we were to lose the 20-week moving average with a weekly close, or we lose this trend line right here, then that would be a moment for me where I'm going to hedge and not going to be heavily invested in Bitcoin. I'm going to lower my risk. But yeah, so far I still think that Bitcoin can continue this uptrend, and a good entry right now would be if Bitcoin would reach that level. If Bitcoin would test the 20-week moving average, then the entry would be at 42,000 US dollars. But if we go to let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Put the Fibonacci retracement tool from the bottom till the top. Yeah, and I think these levels are also very significant to enter Bitcoin. 44,000, around 44,000, slightly above it. We have 41,000 right here, which is an important Fibonacci level, which is slightly below the 20-week moving average. It is possible for Bitcoin to dip below 40,000 US dollars if we see a shakeout in September, but that is really going to be it for the bullish scenario. If Bitcoin wants to remain bullish, we really have to quickly recover after a drop below 40k, in my opinion, in order to really see the bullish case playing out right here. Possibly a double U formation too. Can you analyze UOS USDT, please? More Bitcoin flowing out. Okay, so that is a bullish sign, right? When Bitcoin is flowing out, then that means that, traders are not intending to sell at the shorter term time frame, so they're taking their Bitcoin off from the exchanges. But this is also, I've been thinking about this lately, and it is very interesting, these on-chain analytics, and often some of them are very, very significant, I have to say, but some of them are also easy to be manipulated, right? Because you can just, as a whale, you can steer the narrative a little bit by sending like shitload of amounts of Bitcoin to exchanges, right? So you could, for example, manipulate the inflows on exchanges. So yeah. This is something to just take in mind, right? UOS USDT. UOS USDT. Let's have a look. On KuCoin. Yeah, guys, if there are any charts you want me to have, take a look at, drop them in the chat. And in the meantime, make sure to scroll below this video, hit the thumbs up button, and subscribe to the channel so you get notified whenever, and hit the bell icon so you get notified whenever I upload a new video. And then let's have a look at UOS right here. So what is UOS? Rank 177 is a low market cap altcoin. yeah, it's not trading on the big exchanges. So I like fundamentally, I cannot have an opinion about this because, like I said, fundamentally, I'm just very bullish on Bitcoin, and I do see the potential of other projects as well. But I think the revolution right here, the most important thing is just to be invested in Bitcoin. I just used altcoins to get more Bitcoin. So I'm not invested fundamentally in altcoins for the longer term time frame. I think that is a very important thing. You might disagree with that. That's completely fine. I respect your opinion in there as well. But I see it as I see it. I think Bitcoin is just the most important thing in this whole revolution. And altcoins are interesting to swing trade, to get more Bitcoin, to take advantage of the hype basically, but not to invest in them for the long-term time frame. So how is this looking? Yeah, it's a low market cap altcoin, so it's always like quite risky to invest in these, but we can see that we just price structured. We just had a horizontal resistance, which we flipped into support, and right now it just looks like we are in an uptrend, and this wants to continue in an uptrend. Right now we have some form of a bull flag formation, where most likely we will see a continued breakout to the upside until we are seeing those signs of exhaustions in the momentum indicators. We're slightly seeing it right now, but it's not really confirmed like a bearish divergence right here. I think the most important signals you want to be watching right here is that the previous horizontal resistance is not being broken to the downside. Because when we break the previous horizontal resistance, that is a sign of weakness, and that might be a moment you want to be careful with your trading with these altcoins. But always be careful with these low market cap altcoins. I'm personally not that interested in these things. Solana will mourn. Yeah, Solana already had a crazy rally, right? What is happening with Solana, guys? Let's see. Okay, so this kind of looks like a local top, probably. Let's have a look. What we topped out at $128. Wow, that is crazy. We just had a rally right here. Let me have a look at this, guys. Wow. A rally of over 450%. Crazy. Let me get rid of the MACD. Let me bring out another indicator. So yeah, to me, this looks like for now, it looks like a top in Solana. Let's go to the daily time frame. Yeah, we got a massive potential bearish divergence on the daily time frame, which is something you need to take into account. Last time we had such a massive divergence. What I can see right now was right here when we topped out in 2020 at approximately slightly below $5 US. So yeah, this would for me be a very risky investment right now after such a major rally. But yeah, if we are really going towards the end of the bull market in the coming months, we could be seeing crazy things in the markets. If we go back to Bitcoin, for example, in 2017, the last months of the bull markets right here, those were crazy months. Like we had in September, we had a pullback, and then after in October, November, December, that was just crazy euphoria in the markets. Basically, a lot of speculation into altcoins. The price just continues to shoot up every single day, ignoring all the bearish technicals over on the charts. Just liquidity continues to be being poured in Bitcoin. Everybody is talking about it. So yeah, this time, during this cycle, we really want to prepare and try to take profits around the topping formation when we are seeing that actually happening. Then guys, let's have a quick look at the S&P 500, because this one just also continues to climb. We still have that divergence on the daily time frame. I'm not that confident about the S&P 500. It's not looking too bullish, to be honest. Have a look at the drawings right there. But yeah, that's also a thing with the S&P 500. If we, for example, like what we are seeing right now, we left the rising channel, we broke the resistance. If we can stay above that resistance and this resistance line flips into support, yeah, that is very bullish, and we might see a continued rally right here over the next coming weeks if this level flips support. But yeah, if we lose this level, this is something you want to be watching, because when we lose this level, that is most likely a very weak signal right here, which can be the bearish for Bitcoin too. Let's go to the Dixie. Let's have a look at what the Dixie is doing right now. So the Dixie also don't have a clear... There's no clear direction yet in the Dixie, which also makes it a little bit more difficult to predict the direction of the financial markets or of Bitcoin, because it's nice. I think it's always nice when we can see all these charts telling the same story, right? When we have the S&P 500 saying the same thing as Bitcoin and doing the opposite of what the Dixie is doing, which makes sense. And all of these charts are kind of like moving with each other. But right now, there's a little bit of indecisiveness, and I think we have to wait slightly until we are seeing those clearer signals coming up. In Bitcoin, that would be waiting for a break of the 20 daily EMA moving average or the 200-day moving average. Or maybe we are seeing a bounce right here and we can break above that resistance. What do you guys think is actually going to happen? I'm quite curious about your opinion. What do you think? Bitcoin will break this level to the downside? Or do you think that we actually can see a bounce from here, break this triangle formation to the upside, and in September just can see another rally in the price of Bitcoin? Going to get a bounce soon. Really appreciate your videos. Thank you, Shanice. Really appreciate your comment. What about Matic? We can have a look at that. It's a gaming project. Thank you for TA. Okay, the Ultra, yeah. Polkadot, Avalanche. Moonboys are still in denial. Bitcoin needs one more epic dump before continuing to the upside. Okay, René. That's the thing, you should... Yeah, that's my opinion. I think you shouldn't be leaning to one scenario, like this is going to happen and I'm just going to base my trading strategy only on this certain scenario, and I'm going to ignore all the other signals out there, and I'm just going to look on the internet for confirmations which are confirming my view on things. That is happening lately a lot. It's not only happening in Bitcoin, it's happening with a lot of things. This confirmation bias. Everybody lives in his own kind of reality. And when you go online, you are searching for confirmations of that reality, because then you are not being confronted with opposite realities or with different views, So that can be a dangerous thing, because you might be wrong on some things, right? So it's always good to get more information from opposite sides as well, and then make a more thoughtful decision about what might happen. A more objective decision. That might be a better word. Objective. It's really important to be objective. I made a lot of mistakes in the past, okay, no, this is going to happen right now. I'm quite sure. I'm very sure this is going to happen right now, and then eventually I was wrong, So that is also something we need to accept as human beings. We can be wrong as well, and it's okay to be wrong. If you can admit that you're wrong, it's more easy to shift towards another opinion or towards another side on certain things, or or if your trading game, if you can say like, okay, I was wrong on this, then we might be like water. Bruce Lee always say, like, be like water. That's good. If you be like water, it's easy to adjust. And sometimes, like you might have heard this phrase before, sentiment can flip on a dime. That's what's happening in the crypto markets. Sentiment can really flip on a dime. And that can be tricky sometimes, because for a couple of weeks you have been thinking about a certain bearish scenario, but then later at the last moment in a single day you get suddenly some signals like, whoa, this is actually looking quite bullish. But yeah, then you're just holding onto your old belief because you have been repeating that belief to yourself for so many times, and then eventually it's just going into the opposite direction. But yeah, guys, that was my 5 cents on how you should be like water. What's going on in the chat? Bestie A on YouTube. That is so much appreciated, guys. I really appreciate all of those nice comments from you guys. Especially lately, I'm seeing so much nice comments from you guys. That's really making my day, you know. It's really, it was really awesome to see that. Still, we can expect up to 59k. Yeah, definitely. XRP, we can have a look at XRP. We can do that. Let's bring out XRP. I have some friends here who are actually quite bullish on XRP. I'm personally not that bullish on XRP long term, and don't get me wrong, in the short term, because I think it's good to speculate, right? It's good to make more Bitcoin or make more dollar. Wait, let's go to XRP against US dollar, against Bitcoin. But I think one of the most important things of this whole revolution that we are in right now is that the freedom of the individual is coming back. So we have been living in kind of a weird system where, yeah, we just got actually a disadvantage over the rich people, over the, yeah, you can call it elite, but just people who are running the system, right? And Bitcoin is really fixing that for there, and is really money for the people. And if you have a look at XRP, for me, it's not really doing the same as as Bitcoin. So yeah, I think it's long term. I'm not that fundamentally. I'm personally just not that bullish on XRP. I can understand some people might think different about that. That's completely fine. I respect that. But in my personal opinion, I don't think that this is something we want to have. We don't want to have a coin that is run by banks who got us in the first place right here. Why we want to have a different system. But yeah. Okay, guys. I can talk about it for days. But what we are seeing right now in the price structure right here against Bitcoin is that we had a uptrend. We had a falling wedge formation right here. We broke out to the upside. Looks quite nice. Nice breakout. Reaction in the price too. We are right now at one of the first resistance levels right here. Horizontal resistance. And yeah, you guys know the target of a falling wedge pattern is the top of the wedge. So I think XRP can definitely continue this rally right here. Maybe another 10% against Bitcoin. So I would be saying XRP is looking quite bullish. It looks for continuation to the upside right here. But let's have a look at the Bitcoin dominance. We haven't been having a look at that for that a long time. So what we can see right here, let me get rid of this one. Yeah, the Bitcoin dominance continues to decrease, and we're not yet running into a important support level right here. We can see that the 4150 level, that is a drop of another 4150, a drop of another 2% in the Bitcoin dominance, which is huge, guys. A 2% drop in the Bitcoin dominance can really make some altcoins thrive against Bitcoin. But there we can see some form of a important level. Let me bring the horizontal line right there. Bets. So it has been acting as resistance, has been acting as support. I think this could be a level where we could be seeing a bounce from. Would make sense around these levels. Yeah, I do think that eventually in this bull cycle, the Bitcoin dominance can jump below these levels we have been reaching the previous time. Let me go to the daily time frame, basically. So I do think that the Bitcoin dominance in this bull market even can go below these levels right here, due to the fact that there are way more projects out there right now than we had in 2017, 2018. So liquidity can also be more divided. I think that is definitely a possibility. But right now I would be watching this level, so that drop in the Bitcoin dominance could align with XRP reaching the target of the falling wedge pattern. and so on. So yeah, 41.50. Below that, we of course have the level of approximately 40, which has been showing also significance in the previous bull market right here. So that is quite interesting level to watch. Then guys, before I'm going to watch what's going on in the chat, let's quickly go back to Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is still holding above these levels. What's going on in the chat? 50k subs by Christmas. That would be awesome. Hey man, I just joined. Could you make a little recap of Bitcoin price action? Well, little recap is basically Bitcoin is looking bullish until we break the 20 daily EMA or the 200-day moving average. So far we have to expect a bounce right here, or we break the key levels and we are going to enter a downtrend on the daily. That was the recap for everybody just tuning in. And everybody just tuning in who hasn't dropped a like, would be highly appreciated if you would drop a like and subscribe to the channel. That is very much appreciated. If we can get 50k subs by Christmas, that would be awesome, guys. That would be awesome. Did you call the elite rich people? No. Rich people. Yeah, I actually said rich people. People with a lot of money. But rich people, that's actually quite funny too, yeah. People who don't have the best intentions with us, the normal humans. Only SEC lawsuit win and then out. Yes, okay. So this is a nice question. I understand that Bitcoin is the solution to the problem you are mentioning, but does it need to be that expensive? And Bitcoin is not expensive. Like if you call one Bitcoin does cost a lot of money, but you shouldn't see it as that. You should see it as a medium of exchange. So the price of Bitcoin doesn't really matter eventually, because we can divide Bitcoin into 99 million Satoshis, right? So eventually you could buy a coffee with 2-3 Satoshis, right? We need second layer solutions. So let's not talk about the technical perspective right here, because most of the time technicals will follow the adoption, right? So let's just assume that the technicals will follow adoption, Lightning Network, second layer solutions, and so on. Then Bitcoin is not expensive. Bitcoin, one single Bitcoin can go to $1 million US, right? And we would calculate it in US dollars, but we can divide that in 99 million Satoshis, which means that you can do micro payments with Bitcoin. But yeah, one single Bitcoin could cost a lot of money if you look at it in US dollar wise, but it's not. Like $1 million US is also a lot of money. I hope you get my point when I'm saying that. Like, you know, one Bitcoin is $50,000 US. Yes, that is true. That is how we calculate it right now. And 50,000 is a lot of money. But you can use Bitcoin to buy your coffee. You can use Satoshis to buy your coffee or your bicycle or your car or your fuel, or pay your rent and so on, and that is something we want, because if the whole world would adopt Bitcoin, we can just use Bitcoin for our day-to-day transactions, and it will be a very good store of value, because it wouldn't be possible for, let's say, a certain government to say like, hey, okay, we want to have that oil in the Middle East, let's start a war. Or let's fund this project, or let's fund that project, which most of the time is not even being done in a democratical way, So then you have the problem that the people can actually do nothing, because if you would have $100,000 US on your bank account, and there is, let's say, there is like $200,000 US in circulation, then you have 50% of that money supply. But if then suddenly another $200,000 US is printed to fund the war, then you lose 50% of your value, of your purchasing power, which goes into that war in the Middle East, for example. So basically, all the people are funding those agendas which they do not really want. If you would ask an individual like, hey, do you want to pay money to participate in this war in the Middle East? then that individual would always say like, no, I wouldn't do it. And that's what the governments and central banks, they know that. That's why they have this system where they can steal from everybody in the world a little bit of money due to monetary policies, due to their quantitative easing, they call it. And then they can use that for certain agendas. And if you would, for example, have Bitcoin and depending how the future looks like, but you could have a tax system where you could say like, okay, we right now want to, if the government then, if some country wants to start a war with another country and they want to do that with tax money, which is one of the biggest incomes from each country, then they would have to say, hey guys, can everybody send me some money because we want to start this war? And then, of course, everybody would be like, yeah, no, sorry, I'm not sending that money. So the power goes back to the individual, which is an important thing, I think, in these times, what we are seeing right now, that the power goes back to the individual. Good morning, good morning. How is Holland right now? Is it the beautiful weather there? Bitcoin dominance means if Bitcoin gives the direction, pumps more than others, it's decreasing. 100% crypto people need to run. Only gains count. If you invest 1,000 and any coin you invested 1K, yeah. So this is another. Okay, wait. Let's first go to Technicamente. I am trying to get your point, and I understand the uses on BTC, but a system that allows me to make day-to-day transactions needs its own currency. Yeah, so basically, like if you before the whole currency thing, we used to have like barter trade, right? So you would trade your potatoes against tomatoes. But then there's expiration dates on those products and it's not handy to do it. So we brought in gold. Gold is a very good way to exchange value with one another. You know, I put like 10 hours of my time into a certain, like 100 hours of my time into a certain project. I got paid in gold. I can exchange that value I have from other things, for a car or for fuel or for groceries and so on. Right? That eventually changed to a fiat currency, which means that basically a central entity had complete control over that whole circulating supply, which basically means that all the power is in that central entity, and we just have to trust that central entity. And during the years, we can see that that central entity is abusing that power. So we need a new solution to this problem where a central entity cannot abuse that power. So therefore we have Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a decentralized solution to this. So a central authority cannot abuse this power anymore. And yes, then the next point comes. Bitcoin is not meant to make microtransactions. Yes, that is true. The technology behind Bitcoin is not made to make microtransactions because it's quite slow. But the same thing, the reason why Bitcoin is so slow is because it is so safe. So you shouldn't compromise on the speed of Bitcoin because it is the safest system right now in the world to basically to store your value, right? It's even safer than to have your money on your bank account. So yeah, to compromise on that speed, you have to lower security, and that's what Bitcoin is not doing. They want to keep their safety high because they want to be the best. It is the best store of value. But for microtransactions, we might use something else, like another system, like IOTA, for example, like another currency, but that currency can be backed by Bitcoin. You know, similar as the US dollar we had back in the days was backed by gold. So we can make another second layer solution, which is backed by Bitcoin. And Lightning Network is actually already making microtransactions possible. But yeah, I do think there are solutions to this in the future. So it's nothing to worry about that right now you're not doing your microtransactions with Bitcoin. I think it's nothing to worry about. There will be solutions in the future. There are so many ways to do this. And yeah. So yeah, that's what I think. Could you please explain the main benefits of the blockchain? Yeah, that is a good question. Basically, that you can just store your data in a manner that it is impossible to tamper with, right? So if you have a central entity, let's say a bank, for example, you can just change numbers in those ledgers. So you always have to trust one person who is in charge of that. While with Bitcoin, that is not the case, right? That is the blockchain, which makes that solution is you don't have to trust nobody, you trust the system. Cheers from Finland, enjoying my Thai lunch and this stream. Make more of these, please. Wow, that is so cool. Yeah, greetings back. Cheers. I know I am bullish. Okay. Why can't that central entity we use now just use the blockchain to back its trust? Big banks will get governments back up and manage to survive. I'm starting to feel a little confused about crypto. Well, the thing is, like, if you have a criminal, right, why would you give a criminal all of that power, you know? Like, the governments and central banks are coming with their own central bank digital currency, which is also using blockchain, but it's still a centralized thing. So which means that if I want to send you money and that central entity don't want you to get that money because you don't have the same opinion as them or they don't like you, what so on, they can stop that transaction. For example, with Julian Assange, right? Like a whistleblower, they don't want him to get money. So yeah, they cut his PayPal, they cut his bank account. So what option does he have? He accepts Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the reason why WikiLeaks was still available. So what the thing what you don't understand maybe here is that the power in the world, you know, the power about the energy in the world, because money is basically energy, right? We don't want to give that power to a handful of people. No, we want to distribute that power so that there is a more fair, more honest way, more honest system on the planet. All the way from Mexico. Haha, awesome. Awesome. Yeah, crypto let us do things that nefarious governments will not. Yeah, and you see it also, right? Like if sometimes some companies, the bank account just gets shut down, even in crypto, you know? Like if your opinion is that you like crypto in some countries, the bank will just say like, okay, bye-bye, we don't want you as a customer. You know, that's the power they have. So they shut you down from the economy to participate in the economy. So suddenly you cannot really pay your rent, buy your coffee because you don't have a bank account. And most governments, they require you to have a bank account. You know, you cannot be born on this planet and just live off of cash. In some countries, you actually have to have a bank account. And then when the bank account says like, yeah, well, I don't like what you said on this show, or I don't like what you're doing with your company, so bye-bye. Well, crypto, like what happened with Julian Assange. So crypto is solving that problem. So I think it's a very good development we are seeing. Yes. Yes, with pleasure, Technicamente, with pleasure, with pleasure. I always like to have a talk about that. Good stream, but I have to go. A nice day, everyone. Yeah, have a good day. I think I will also go very soon, guys. How many people are watching right now? We got 62 people watching right now. We got 58 likes, guys. That is truly amazing. Thank you so much for having this nice live stream. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure to subscribe to the channel, guys. Very important. And yeah, guys, basically I want to wish all of you a awesome day today. And I hope to see every single one of you in the next video. Bye-bye.